Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Monday, September 19th, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Monday, everyone. Here's a look at the ES in the daily time frame. We've seen a significant push lower here since last Tuesday when price went outside day down. Another intense 200+% of ADR day, very similar to what happened back here, and a very similar continuation to the downside over a 1 to 5 day period, which is what we mentioned could be the case. One of the things we talked about was the likelihood of testing the low and likely surpassing that low, and then from there we have to see how price is going to play out heading into this week. This week now we have Fed Chair Powell on deck here Wednesday. We have the FOMC statement and the Fed interest rate decision with the FOMC press conference to follow. That tends to provide quite a bit of volatility, not only the day of, but especially the day after on a Thursday and into the next several weeks. The last FOMC key levels we got were July 27th, this one right here, and then the June 15th. And you can see how they played off of those. Generally bullish here initially. This one went bid until it went offered here, and then it came back to the level, bounced, and now pushed back through the level. This one back here was initially offered, then bid, and bid until it ran off, and now it's working back toward that level. So again, we could be getting another FOMC key level here that provides some great volatility. Keep in mind the first move away from that level tends to be a good move, and then once you see rejection, you tend to snap back to that level. You tend to see a good move away from it, you see rejection, you snap back. That tends to be at least the early movement that can be seen. So if we get that level on Wednesday and say we rally first, whenever we see rejection, we likely snap right back to that level. That's going to be the play that we'll be looking for. But we could be looking at early mostly range-bound action heading into the FOMC Wednesday, followed by volatility late Wednesday, and especially Thursday heading into the weekend. If we take a look here at the NQ, this one, similar price action last week, that Tuesday meltdown, big time outside day reversal, and a huge flow back to new lows below these prior pivot lows. Big time reversal here. Again, this one has an FOMC key level below the June 15th, which is 11,571. That one could still be in play up ahead. The directional bias is still down for right now. We continue to see weakness off of this upper trend line as well, which continues to remain intact, and the downtrending channel has been in play. So again, we could still be looking at new lows ahead unless something drastically changes here. So again, still downtrending. While we may see a little bit of a bounce, it could be seen as an opportunity to sell until proven otherwise. Taking a look at crude oil. Crude oil right now down 2.86%. We mentioned on this day right here that we're getting closer and closer to a potential fall back into the declining channel. We mentioned somewhere between 90 and 92 could be about the time where we see another turnaround, very similar to this or that, and the very next day sold off, turned down, and we're almost on lows again. This market has been very aggressively bearish for the most part. The downtrend has been intact. A lot of weakness has been seen following strength, and lately this market has been unable to maintain acceptance above the 86s. Tried to hold several times for several days here, but by day 4, when it couldn't hold, we've now seen it give up that major CLVN and market structure level. Failing to hold above 86, opens up 75 down below. So right now we could be looking at, as we mentioned a month or two ago, that a return all the way back to the 75 in previous year's close could be in play. So right now, selling the rips for a continuation towards 75 is likely the path forward for crude oil, unless price can get back above 90. We take a look here at Bitcoin. Bitcoin down 4% right now. 4%. Today's low is a new low for the year, 18,195. The previous week or two ago was 18,360. back here it got to 18,525. So modestly lower lows each time, but it's found a way to bounce. Here was a low right here. It found a way to take it out right here and bounced. And now today took out the low again, barely, and starting an initial bounce. So 18K has still been a significant edge and support level. Again, to give up that level after several months of relatively quiet price action. It had one little bounce, gave it back pretty easily. Lower high here, rounded top type of behavior. This rounded behavior after a steep sell-off tends to be very aggressively bearish. So 18K is going to be a big time level. The day it gives it up, probably be a multiple thousand point day where this thing is already sitting in the 15-16 zone with a shot to continue. Even lower, perhaps 93 could be ahead. That would cut this thing in half. That would cut this thing in half if we were to drop from where we are into the 9300 CVPOC. Again, based on the market structure here, very thin through the profile at least till 12.5, and when you break that edge, there tends to be an easy push through that CLVN channel. So again, big time level here. Not expecting a break just yet, but this could happen upon the Fed's interest rate decision later on this week. All right, let's take a look here at ETH. This one's down nearly 8% now. Nearly 8% lower and through the 1400 key level. So right here, 1400 been a big time level. We talked about that level. Previous year's low is right here for the futures, and then 1300 is the major CLVN. So we talked about how strong this area is for support. Now pushing through it, actually got below it, 1277, and at the moment holding. Can this level hold? Can bulls keep 1300 bid and push this thing back towards value? If not, again, a big time retest at lows could be ahead. So if this is a transitional day, or say price tries to rally up to 1400 and instead it hits its head and starts to drop, we could be looking at a push all the way across the prior distribution here that takes you all the way back to 1000. So right now, big time area here for ETH as it battles the CLVN at 1300. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the week with Fed Chair Powell and the FOMC on deck. We have ourselves new key levels coming up. We'll work from there. Everybody have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.